Okay, so this is post-production, because I didn't record it. But this is the one I call Redshire. I'll let the game progress. Skip ahead a little bit. So basically, the call is 177 at G1, 1684 at G1, 4 clocks in the mid, 140s and STB1s at K9 initially, and then the rest of the 77s need to get to 9-0. And we have an ABR, and the chieftain is a 7-7 in this case. Downloaded a mod that showed hit points and health, so I can check who has what health in the middle of the mod. I think this is a very important mod for players. Ultimately, what I see initially, the EBR spots all the way down to B8. You know, the EBR gave vision over all of this area. So what I'm saying is, okay, 140, flex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line. There's no reason for you to stay here. STB1, I then move him back, right? Boom. You have 2 flexors. Artie is very smart. I didn't call farmland once, and he's very good at moving his Artie. So good job to him. And the mediums have no say in being over here. They're not out of the battle. So obviously STB1, I'm going to call you over here. 140, I've already called him over because I already know that there's nothing on the 9-0 line. So we're already flexing. Right, the 7-7s, I say, few of you kill the leopard. The rest of you need to start flexing toward the mid. Right, because ultimately, we're out of the battle. Right? I got to drop the Artie, just drop him there because I know I'm making a risky play now because I'm going straight across the mid. ST2, I don't know why they bring that tank. It's ultimately useless. And what happens is, initially it looks kind of bad. Because the conks die. And RBO's dashing over here, that's fine. Dragon's getting over there. I'm here dueling with the STI, ST2. And we do have flexors. We have the 7-7, the chieftain are flexing it. Luckily, I get some support from whoever. I think EBR got one in, and the chieftain and the 7-7 got one. Right, and now, you know, looking at health-wise and tank-wise, it may seem like we're losing. I'm going to pause it right here. The 277 at B8 just died, right? Right here, B8 just died. So the question is, right, it's 2 versus 5, as you can see. And, you know, whose positioning is better? Obviously ours. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks in the mid. We have 3 over here, 3 over here, and an STB. Right? I'm just going to say that. That's 7. It's a 7v7. Even though they're winning 2v5, it's still a 7v7. This guy it's probably going to die. But these guys are in a crossfire. So if I continue this, what happens is they either need to A, push us or push the other guys. And they decide to push the other guys, which I think is the wrong decision because we were already moving. Right? And what happens, you know, STB1 gets shots. We have a 3-way crossfire. We have people here, we have people in the STB1, and we have the people here. Getting them complete, they're all cuddled in a group. Positioning wise, we're just completely outclassing them. It's terrible RNG, but it's alright. Steel gets it anyway. And then, right, they are just dispersing in what was a 7v7 quickly between 7v5 and 7v4, and they do kill one of our 7-7s, and they do kill our 684. But ultimately, they've already lost too much. Farmling gets a very nice shot and stuns him. And we have 3 full health heavy tanks puncturing their lungs. And hit point wise, they're down now. I mean, they were up tanks significantly before. Our conks are all dead. We spent so many hit points pushing our conks that they just got themselves into this one. Why? How did they lose their tank control? Right? They had tanks out of the battle. Their Leopard and the OE5 are ultimately out of the battle. Their Sturv is out of the battle. The Yag is way too late to the battle, and the Death Star can't do anything. Why? They have slow tanks. Right? This is why I never call, or I don't like to call with slow tanks. Because ultimately, if they're out of the battle, it's as if you don't have them. Right? So this Yag is useless. What can he do? So then, yeah, boom. And then we're like, okay, we have to clean up. But this is very easy to lose. If we push right into the Sturf, right into the Death Star, they're just gonna farm us out from a crossfire. You can't do it. What we can do, is turn this. I'm just gonna use the tanks, a 5v4, right, into a 5v2, then another 5v2. Right, so I call all our tanks to push the OE5 and the Leopard because the Death Star and the Sturf are out of the game. You literally just push your tank whenever they have tank destroyers. You push your tanks where their tank destroyers are not. Right? And if you can do that, they're useless. They're not a gun. Look at the Yag, the Death Star, and the Sturf, for example. Right? And the reason why we were able to flip this is because we have 7/7s and 1/4s following calls, which was very nice. So I applaud this group of people because they did follow the call to precision. And we just smoked them. The 140 and the 7/7 can chase the Leopard because not only are they not in the fire of the Sturf is looking the other way. You have crossfire on the Sturf, it's not crossfire, but Chieftain is in the mid, doing very well. Death Star here, fires misses. I don't know why they're Sturf there. That'd be much harder, but still pretty easy to crack because we have so many tanks and so many hit points. And then the Sturf, I ram him, I track myself, but he's dead. Dragons here. Eliminate him, and then, that's the end. Good shot at the end to counteract all the RNG that they had before. So that's that. It's a very effective strategy, and what it does is that it gets your tanks to the position where they need to be and not have anyone not doing anything. Because if you have people not doing anything, that's how you lose the game. This is our second Redshire of the night of the events. We did 2 before with Steel and we lost both of them. So, but this is the 4th Redshire we've played tonight in total. We've lost the first one and the second one, and we won the 3rd one, and this is the 4th one. Same call, so we have the same tanks as the last time. And I want to downfall this strat, so we really do much better too. Because, yeah. Also, I was too busy looking at the map and calling. I didn't realize I was only going with the 2nd cruise control. Usually I just tap R twice to get 3. But apparently I got 2nd, so that's unlucky. So what you're gonna see is because I'm slow, this is not intentional. If I was like, even a Kronma, it's spotted by that EBR. I'm like, why am I going so slow? I should be safe. Hit by 1, get hit by the 2nd. I was just like, oh. But it's okay. They only did half. A third. They only did 3/4. 1/4 of my health. So we're all right. And this time they visibly bought. They didn't bring the Death Star. They didn't bring the Yag. They brought an extra EBR, extra Arty, and they brought some more I7s or something. Right, so what we need to do now is we need to put the Sturf only has fire above that ridge line. So we need to push the 7/7s and the Chieftain to kill the ST2 and the weapon. This position here actually has pretty nice shots. Right? And I'm spotted, I'm scared. I get trapped, and he's looking at me, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to get double trapped. So I repair my tracks. And then we really need to start pushing. Or else, because I know they don't have any tanks on this side. We have a 4v2 on this side, so we have to win. And this effort takes so long to kill. But I guess that's one of them. This is probably a pretty bad already drop. But um, yeah, it is what it is. I don't need 3 tanks killing the 1 leopard. It is definitely a big misplay. They know what to do this time. They kill the 684s and the 1277 on the castle. But this time, the 140's not there. Right? Because they didn't call them. Because if they're pushing the mid, there you go, which is very good. Again, we're down HP. Because they've decimated the 1 line. Right? But look at our stronghold superheroes. If we can control the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 line, we control the game. Because the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line, like on the other side of the hill, is not very useful. Right? If we control this and that, we still have 3 people trying to get the leopard, which I'm like, what is going on over there? But I do eventually the chieftain, right? They get him eventually. Gone. The rare coup was severe because both Artie was completely focused on saving that leopard. Right, and we're looking here, right? We have the same number of tanks. Yes, we have 1 more functional tank. But their tanks are isolated. They're not doing anything. And then we can just send our EPR to get their Artie. Because our Artie is such in a safe position and we control so much of the map. Their Artie's not going to relocate to the castle. Because they're just going to get spotted. Whereas our Artie can relocate to 9-0 and not get spotted because we control the map. It's just the way the map is made. Right, on this map, the 1, 2, 3, 4 line may be more important than pubs. Maybe it's hard to push in, but ultimately, it's just got to be done. Patton does a very good job flanking. Right, we get a crossfire. I didn't even call that. But you know, our Artie, I didn't call rare to be Arties, but it is what it is. It's not a huge deal. It's inconsequential because at this point, they're all surrounded. They pushed into our comms because they have to. What else are they going to do? And then, they just get, completely wolfed because they have an E100. They have a super heavy. But when you have a super heavy, you effectively lose so much. It's including of the SDI, SD2, and the E100. Maybe the Sturb is definitely feasible in this map because it does have a lot of positions. But ultimately, if we're moving fast, they're literally just not suspects.